रघुनाथं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहित कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सह गणललिता श्रीविशाखानन्तिवश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधा वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुजश्च कृपा सिन्धुभय एव च पतितानामे पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदन श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादित गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna, Nati. Very nice. Hari Bol to you. So, devotees, just a recap of what we were reading last Bhagavad Gita study. Krishna is talking about how to act without any ego, false ego, and how to act in a way that you have to act in such a way that you are not the doer. Little complex. Whatever work we do, even when we talk, even within the family, we are very conscious of what we are talking, the way we say things. It is an inborn for most people. So Krishna is saying those are all good, but when we act upon any karma, how are we acting? Are we doing this as, oh, Sridhama, I'm going to do this because Sridhama has to get some attention, or Sridhama has to get some acknowledgement, some recognition, or somebody will be happy, somebody will not be happy. There are so many thoughts. But Krishna is asking us to act in such a way, the right way, but thinking that as they are acting selfless on behalf of Krishna. And a couple of examples where, in fact, Krishna is also saying, we also briefly discussed about the 5 components of any action. Like this adhisthana, the basis, the body has to function. It has to be conducive, supportive of our action. Karta, the doer, the soul has to also be part of it. The karana, the senses and the mind. And chesta, the effort. And then above all, Deva, divine will of this super soul, Paramatma. Only if these, Shastra says, only if these 5 components, they approve an action, then it becomes an action. If you really little bit contemplate, think about it, that is very true. We may have a body, but we may not have a, let's say, for example, somebody might have a body, it could be a dead body, no soul. So it cannot perform anything. Then the senses and the mind may not be working. Karana, they may have a body, they may have a soul, but no karana, no senses and mind, they're not wanted. And then let's say they have all these 3, then they may not put any effort toward doing that. There are so many millions of people, they just think, maybe I should do something like this, but they never do it. They never put any effort, but they keep on thinking. So the first 3 is working, but 4 is not working. And even if all the 4 works, it has to be approved by Daiva, divine will. Now, many questions can arise. Many people can debate, argue. Then if I do some bad things, does it mean God is approving it? Not at all. That is why we need to read the Shastra. Then still why God does approve it? Because we have some free will, and God allows us to use that free will. Like in any society, the citizens are left free. They're not put in a cage. Unless you have done some criminal activity, illegal activities, they'll put you in a jail. But other than that, you are free. So Krishna also in this material world, he gives us some freedom to do whatever we have to do. But once if we do something unethical, which is called vikarma, karma means acting according to karma means acting according to the shastras and the dharma given by Krishna. If you act as per Bhagavad Gita, it is karma. Then comes vikarma. When people act against the shastras, they'll be controlled by the karma, the cycle of karma. If not today, tomorrow, if not tomorrow, next week, they will get their result. If good, they'll get good result. If bad, they will get bad result. So, but even then, what we understand from Krishna's instruction is that we have to do what is called an akarma. Akarma means it has got several meanings. One meaning is not doing anything. That's not really prescribed by Krishna. Even for sannyasis, he's saying the nitya karma has to be done. But most people fall into the category of kamya karma. That means devotees also, they're not given up all the activities. Sannyasis might have given up most of the activities. They do only nitya, very essential activities required to be in this material world. They don't do any unnecessary activities at all. Then comes, aspiring devotees like us. We have some good intention to be in Krishna consciousness. We do a lot of kamya karma, some for some material benefit, some for Krishna. But Krishna is saying even that kamya karma, if you completely renounce it for Krishna, you are as good as a sannyasi. So now let us see what Krishna is saying in 18 is a little bit explaining little more about the activities. How the karma means activities. How does that happen? So that is 18 devotees who can read.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Gnanam Gyeya Parigyata Trividha Karma Chodana Karanam Karma Karteti Trividha Karma Shagra Haham. Hare Krishna.
Haribol. Nice, Mataji. I'm seeing our very dear devotee Mahesh Prabhu is here. I think we should all request him to chant. How about that?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandar Pranam. Yes, I can try, Prabhuji. Yeah. Jnanam Deya Parijnata Trivida Karma Chodana Karanam Karma Karteti Trivida Karma Sangraha. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Very nice, Prabhuji. One more we will take devotees. Maybe Subal Prabhu wanted to chant, right?
Sure, Prabhuji. If any devotees want to chant, that's fine. Okay, Prabhuji, I can. Hare Krishna devotees, then all Krishna. Gnanam Neyam Parignata Trivida Karma Chodana Karanam Karma Kareti Trivida Karma Sangraha. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Prabhuji. Devotees, synonyms and translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Go ahead, please.
Hare Krishna. Gnanam, knowledge. Gneyam, the objective of knowledge. Parignata, the knower. Trivida, of three kinds. Karma, of work. Chodana, the impetus. Karanam, the senses. Karma, the work. Karta, the doer. Iti, thus. Trivida, of three kinds. Karma, of work. Sangraha, the accumulation. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knower are the three factors that motivate action. The senses, the work, and the doer are the three constituents of action. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Haribol Mataji, very nice. So, devotees, Krishna is talking about 6 different things: Jnanam, Neyam, Parignata, then Karanam, Karma, and Karta. 6, kind of components of any activity. The first 3 are kind of the initial step. We don't understand. We don't really contemplate on this. Whatever work we do, it is a combination of these 6 things. This all happens in a fraction of a second. It's not that we process. Sometimes we may procrastinate and do certain things. But most of our action is a combination of this 6 component. The first 3 are the initial steps for any activity. The Jnanam, Neyam, and Parignata. That is called the motivating factor. Then comes the Karanam, the senses has to work. Karma, the body, whoever is doing it. Then Karta is the doer, mostly us, So let us read what Srila Prabhupada is saying. Who can read the purport, devotees?
Yeah, I can read them.
Okay.
Purport by Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. There are 3 kinds of impetus for daily work: knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knower. The instruments of work, the work itself, and the worker are called the constituents of work. Any work done by any human being has these elements. Before one acts, there is some impetus, which is called inspiration. Any solution arrived at before work is actualized is a subtle form of work. Then work takes the form of action. First, one has to undergo this psychological process of thinking, feeling, and willing, and that is called impetus. The inspiration to work is the same if it comes from the scripture or from the instruction of the spiritual master. But the inspiration is there and the work is there, then actual activity takes place with the help of the senses, including the mind, which is the center of all senses. The sum total of all the constituents of an activity is called the accumulation of work. Yeah. So, you want me to say something on this?
Oh, definitely, Prabhu. We would definitely like to hear
Okay.
from you.
Yeah, it's a little bit, I think it's a little bit technical. So, Krishna has described how initially, for anything, to do anything, we need to have the knowledge. And then what is the purpose of that knowledge? What is behind it? What's the object of that knowledge? And then there is a knower of that knowledge. So, once you have that knowledge, then the inspiration comes about, and we have a impetus or inspiration to go about uh, using that knowledge. So, once the inspiration comes, we might actually do it in our mind. Think about what exactly are we going to do, and that's a subtle form of using the knowledge. And then when we actually do it, uh, we use our senses, and the work is done. We use our senses, and the work is done by the doer. So the instruments of work are the senses, and as it says here, the constituents of action. So that's the instrument of work, the work, and the worker. So the senses, we use our senses, the worker uses the senses to do the work. So that's what I understand from this.
Very nice, Prabhuji. As Raghu Prabhuji mentioned, this subject matter has already been discussed in great detail in chapter 13, 14, etc. Krishna has already talked about what is Jnanam, what is Neyam, what is Kshetranam, So here is again kind of reiterating the same thing. Jnanam is knowledge. Devotees, what is knowledge in this particular verse? What does Krishna mean by knowledge? Every day, everybody has got some knowledge. Even animals have some knowledge and intelligence. But what exactly is the spiritual meaning of knowledge? What can we consider as knowledge?
I think it's scriptural knowledge or knowledge that comes from spiritual advisors, the guru, what I think.
And knowledge about the soul, about Krishna conscious.
Absolutely. Knowledge about Krishna and his energies and who we are. That is the knowledge. That is the process of knowledge. And what is the good source of knowledge? There are so many institutions, so many, in today's world, there are all kinds of gadgets and medias and platform where you can keep on reading millions of pages and pages. But what is the source for spiritual advancement? Shastras. Shastras as sadhu, and Shastra is very important for knowledge. That is the perfect knowledge, proper knowledge, absolute knowledge. As in Bhagavatam, all the saints, very elevated saints, they want to understand what is the perfect knowledge, where can we find? We are talking about the utmost absolute truth, Krishna. So what is the source? That is real knowledge. And then, of course, we have so many material knowledge. We can go to school, college, we can get graduation, post-graduation, doctorate. So many things we can do. Nothing bad with that. That is also good. But the ultimate knowledge is about knowing about Krishna, Krishna consciousness. So that knowledge is very important. Now, what is the objective of knowledge, devotees? What is the purpose of that knowledge?
Krishna consciousness.
Again, Krishna. Yeah. See, in this, especially Jnanam, Neyam, and Parignata, all three are Krishna actually. Jnanam is knowledge, the process of understanding something. And what is the object of that process? What are we going to understand? Again, there are millions and millions of different streams we can go through. We can know how to work on Facebook, how to send text message, how to send mass email. There are so many things. Everything is a knowledge. Then there are some research also. But here, the objective of the knowledge is Krishna. That if it is not Krishna, it is material knowledge. Now, everybody has got knowledge. A terrorist also has got knowledge, but his knowledge is to destroy the material manifestation. That is the goal. The scientists are also got good knowledge. They're trying to preserve. They're trying to see. They're also trying to understand in one way Krishna. But their main goal is to see how life can be made easier in this material world. That is their main goal. There are so many researches going on. Our Bhashati Masaji is a PhD research, and she does a lot of research work in a particular field of how we can control certain disease, how we can cure certain condition. That is also good. One is a terrorist who wants to destroy. One is a scientist who wants to help mankind, who wants to serve the humanity. That's very good. But beyond that is what a spiritual person, a devotee, the object is to know Krishna. So the process of knowledge is also Krishna. The knowledge itself is Krishna. This is a very unique thing. Normally, if an author is writing about something, a particular topic, thesis, he's not writing about himself. That subject matter is different. I apologize to this. The subject matter is also the same person. And who is the knower? Knower actually can be two. One is the Atma, us, we, Jivatma, and also the Paramatma. Because we are part and parcel of Paramatma. Paramatma, the difference between who can, a devotee, who can give a good explanation of the difference between Jivatma and Paramatma?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, with my limited knowledge, I think Jivatma and like Jiva Tattva, Paramatma, of course, Vishnu Tattva. So, we are temporary, like, and fallible and infallible, we can say and we are temporary, and of course, once a soul is permanent, but the Jivatma is temporary, but Paramatma is, permanent. That's my understanding.
Yeah, the Atma as it is, it's eternal. Same quality like Krishna, same like the Paramatma. The main difference is that the Paramatma can control all the Atmas, whereas the individual Jivatma can control only its entity at the most. Even right now, we cannot even do that because right now we are so much conditioned with the material, the threefold of material nature, the duality. We are so much controlled. It is like a precious stone, whatever you want to call gold, diamond. It is completely covered in mud. We are not even paying attention. We don't even know that there is a very, very invaluable precious stone is there within us, which is the Atma, because we are so much covered with mud. Once if you remove the mud, that is what in different streams of understanding, they call it as Maya. They say that once if you remove the Maya, you will be completely, in the impersonalist Vedanta philosophy, they say that Aham Brahmasmi. I'm always pure. I'm always the perfect. But that is a very big but. Right now, I'm not because I'm covered with Maya. Once if I can come out of the Maya, I'm perfect as perfect as God. That is one philosophy. That is what is the Brahman philosophy, Brahmavads and Mayavads. For devotees, we completely understand. Yes, there is something called a Brahman, which is an energy of Krishna, but our goal is to serve Krishna, be at the lotus feet of Krishna eternally, serve Krishna and all his devotees. That is our goal. By doing that, you also understand that Brahman is part and parcel of Krishna. But if you just concentrate on the Brahman, like many of the other philosophers do, then we are going to miss Krishna. The highest objective of the knowledge here, the jnanam, the process of all this acquiring intelligence, the objectives is Krishna. If you're not going to do that, again, we are missing a very big opportunity here. Maybe we can be a good, Brahman realized person. We can go to, Brahma Jyoti level. We can do that. But why not go to the top level, the utmost, right? Goloka Vrindavan. It is so much better with Krishna. Eternally happy. So Krishna is talking about 6 things, right? Who would like to, any question on these 3 devotees? Jnanam, Neyam, and Parignyata. The knower is also the individual Atma as well as the Paramatma. Any question, devotees? Or comment? Mahesh Prabhu, please say something. At least I haven't heard from you for quite some time.
Thank you and Haribol to you, Prabhuji. Nice explanation. I'm just trying to understand the concept here. about the knowledge and object of knowledge and who is the knower and those three factors, the motivation and all. Yeah, but I'm trying to still gather the things. Yeah, I'm still not 100% sure what I got is the correct one. Yeah, so please explain, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Okay. So again, devotees, any other devotee would like to comment? Pashwati Mataji, would you like to enlighten us?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. You explained very nicely so as the devotees, Prabhu. So we read in chapter 13 and 14 also. There are six questions asked by Arjuna to Krishna. And Gyanam, Gayam, Kshetra, Kshetragna, and another two I'm forgetting, Prabhuji. But here, Gyanam means, as you said, Gyanam means the knowledge of the absolute truth. That is the Gyanam, and Gyam is the object. Who is the object of that knowledge? Krishna himself, as you said, Prabhuji. And then the knower, and the knower is one who is it belongs to both, right, Prabhuji? The soul is the part and parcel of the super soul. So in our body, super soul stays as Paramatma, and as you said, soul in our we are the living entity, we are the soul, and which is eternal, but we are the part and parcel of the super soul. And in chapter 2, the summary of the Bhagavad Gita, that chapter, Prabhupada given in the purport on analogy that two birds are sitting on the same tree. One bird is looking one side, and behind that bird there is one bird is watching the other bird, but that the other bird does not know that the bird which is behind that bird is watching him. So the same way super soul always stays in our heart, but we cannot realize because we are conditioned soul. So therefore that's the difference between the soul and the super soul. We are the part and parcel, but the soul, and we are eternal. The soul is as eternal, so as the super soul. But when this soul comes in contact with three modes of material nature, mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance, this material nature imprints on the soul, and therefore the soul thinks they are the doer, but they are not the doer. The doer is Krishna. We can just wish to do something, we can desire to do something, but Krishna is the person who will sanction all the work. So he is the final sanctioner of the any work what we desire to do it. However, at the same time, Krishna gave everyone a free will, and he never interfere with that free will, the soul's free will. So that is the reason, like Prabhuji explained, that why some the bad things happens. Some people do bad job because that's their choice. Krishna gave them the free will. Back to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very nice, Mataji. Yeah, Krishna normally does not intervene in our material activities. That's why he has created the cycle, the process of karma. We have taken this birth in a particular form, in a particular circumstances, and we are doing certain things. These are all based on our past karma. But all this can be easily. Oh Krishna! All this. Somebody is calling me for the past 2 hours. I think it's a spam call, or I don't know if it's a real call. I have to check it out. But constantly, every 10 minutes, they are calling. But okay, so Krishna normally does not intervene in our material activities. So we took birth in a particular family. Did we select our family? Not at all. Who can select their own family? Krishna can do that. Whenever he wants to do Leela, he can, appear in any family. but not as normal human beings, right? So, but once if we come out of the normal karma and if we take up Krishna consciousness, immediately Krishna will help us based on our sincerity. How much Krishna, I really need you. Krishna, I want to be with you 24/7 all my life, eternally. Krishna will hear to that. But materially, it is mostly based on your karma. You do some good things will come back to you. That is why Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, and all other Acharyas say that even doing good karma may not be sufficient because good karma also brings some, it's got a reaction. The best thing is to do Krishna consciousness. No reaction, only for Krishna. That way we advance. We get back to our original position of an eternal servant of servitude uh, to Krishna. That's the entire process of this Krishna consciousness. So, devotees, why not we hear from Arjuna Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Dan Saran, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. I mean, Krishna, he really, really loves us. I was just talking to my friend and I was just explaining to him that he's so sweet because think about it. He's giving us the chance to come to him if we want to. So that's real love. It's like saying, if you really love me, like nobody forced us to go to the temple on Saturday or any other day because we want to see Krishna. I mean, we want to enjoy the kirtan and see devotees, obviously prasadam and chant his pastimes. Like at first, we might not have the taste for it because, like, it says that in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says there's four classes of men who come to me. You know, the inquisitive, the person who's suffering, the person who wants something, or materially, like, or the person who wants knowledge. So out of these four, the person who wants knowledge is the most advanced because he wants to know the truth. He wants to know, what am I doing here? What is the purpose of this life? But right now, it's like, because we are in Kali Yuga, almost nobody knows this stuff. So we are in a stage that we are confused. But how can the we, like the soul, be confused when we are like so blissful and so full of knowledge and so full of love for Krishna? Because the problem is we are conditioned, like Mataji was saying, we are conditioned to this Maya. So little by little, we had to cleanse ourselves. We had to come. Okay, I'm just a servant of the servant of the servant of the servant, and I need to come to the position that I am not really the enjoyer. I'm not. I'm just insignificant like an ant. So until I come to that point, because sometimes you will get that position of power. Oh, I am such a big doctor. I'm the big president, but next life I might be a roach. I might be a cockroach in another place. So it's like, what is the point of having this so-called position if I can have a heart attack? I had a heart attack a couple years ago. My life could have ended in a flash. But thanks to the mercy of Krishna, I have another chance to be here listening to your lotus mouth. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
You will definitely not become cockroach Prabhu. No way. Based on my limited knowledge, I can tell you. You have tasted Krishna Prasadam. You have tasted Nama Sankirtana. Okay. You have attended all the programs. There is no way. Once if you take Prasadam, you are guaranteed with a human form. For sure, you will even be elevated. But yeah, so the just now I was thinking, Dhruva Maharaj. By the way, Arjuna Prabhu, where is Dhruva Prabhu?
I was just talking to him. I literally said, like, because I was in the gym and I just got out of the gym and he called me. He's like, oh, where are you? Blah, blah, this and that. So I told him I was in the gym. So I said, like, why don't you come to the temple? Why can't? But the problem is he lives in Lakeland. Like, he's so far. He's like almost an hour from me. So for me to go and get him or get anybody to get him, he'll be like, he could have joined the class, but I don't know. I mean, can really force him to do things, you know.
Just inspire him as much as you can to join the class. And if there are any bigger programs, somebody can even give him a ride. We can figure it out. If someone is coming from Lakeland, he can join them. So Dhruva Maharaj devotees, Dhruva Maharaj was young, but he was pure. He was only like 5 years old, 6 years old, like Prahlad Maharaj. And his only goal at that moment was to get a kingdom much bigger than his father, even like as big as Brahma's kingdom. But anyhow, he comes in contact with Narada Muni. This is what is very important, devotees. When you come in touch with a pure devotee, sadhu, Narada Muni, nothing better than Narada Muni, your entire knowledge will change. That Dhruva Maharaj, who wanted the topmost kingdom, material kingdom, Narada Muni just changed it. He said that, okay, you want the kingdom, you will get it. But think about Lord Narayana first. And he gave the Ma mantra, right? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And the little Dhruva was just chanting for, I think it says almost 6 months. No food, nothing. And Vishnu Bhagavan comes and, he was given the eternal bolster, Dhruva Lok. So what we understand here is that the knowledge is there for everybody, even though it may start as a material knowledge. But once if you take the association and instruction from a sadhu, the entire thing can change. You will get the utmost success in life. That is the true success. I think in one of our last classes, somebody was talking about how come there are certain people, they are so rich. What did they do? Did they do anything special to that? That is karma. We don't know. We cannot comment on that. That is one thing, devotees, just based on certain people's background, material background, we should not make any judgment. Or if somebody is suffering, we should not say that, hey, because maybe he did bad karma, he is suffering. But there is definitely a law of karma. It is logical, it is scientific. Otherwise, how come so many of us are in different forms with different intelligence is there? Again, our understanding of that intelligence is different. We are born in different families. We look different. Why so much variety? Because Krishna himself has explained this in previous chapter. There is a karma. Yes, Arjuna Prabhu, go ahead.
Just thinking about this point, like a lot of people always ask, like, why does bad things happen to good people? And the thing is, like, there's like, oh, my Guru Maharaj always says there's dualities on everything. So the duality is like, the karma side of it, yes, I don't know what I did in my past life or even in this life. Who knows how many ants I have killed or animals. One day I was driving and there was a squirrel. I couldn't avoid it and I killed it. So this is just one instance. I don't know how much suffering I caused to that squirrel. So the thing is, like, people always say, "Oh, you are so good. Why did you have a heart attack?" And then this person is so evil. Why didn't? But the thing is, like, we don't know. Like you said, we don't know. In his next life, he might be like a handicap, or even going to one of these very demoniac places like North Korea or Cuba or anything. You know, it could be any, or even worse, they can go to one of those hellish planets. So people, since they don't understand the karma side of it, they don't really know. So we always have to think like, and also we are so fortunate when something bad happens to us because we need to understand that this is not a happy place here. We need to come to the point that if I don't renunciate a lot of things here, eventually either you give it up or Krishna will take it away eventually. So the more I come to the point that I don't want to be here, not that I'm going to kill myself, but I had to serve. I had to serve. And if I don't come to that point, like it's just a waste of time, honestly.
Yes, Prabhu. devotees, this entire chapter is about renunciation also. So we should never take the lame excuse of not doing something because of fear. Oh, I will not do this because I'll get karma. It's too much complicated, too entanglement. I don't want to entangle with all this karma. Let me not do anything. Krishna is not at all, he's negating it. That he's saying, do, but do it. What is the proper way of renunciation? Sacrifice everything to Krishna as a seva, selfless, without ego. That is the entire purpose of all these few verses in chapter 18 and also some of the previous verses. So Krishna is definitely not recommending inaction, is not doing that. So when we say akarma, akarma is to not to have the outcome of an action, but not doing the action. We have to do the action. Tasmat sarvesu kaleshu mam anusmara vidyacha. Arjuna, you have to fight. Krishna could have easily said, Arjuna, don't fight, I'll take care of everything. I got all the power to do that. He's not saying that. He's saying, Arjuna, you have to fight, but thinking about me. So two things we have to do. We have to keep on working whatever, Krishna has given us in many, we may have different functionalities, material activities we may have to do, but thinking about Krishna, then it becomes absolutely spiritual and Krishna consciousness. I think our Bhashwati Mataji wants to say something. Okay. Mahesh Prabhu, any comments, thoughts, Prabhu?
A very nice conversation, Prabhuji. I really understand now about like jnana, jnaya, in the sense like, yeah, means, and I think the term you use like jivatma and paramatma, yeah. So we are like jivatmas, like trying to get the knowledge, and the paramatma is like super consciousness, which is ready to helping us to get that knowledge, yeah. And I think, yeah, because of all these different things or the paths which we are following, and maybe different kind of activities, materialistic activities also, because we are still not pure and we are still trying our best to do the path given by Prabhupada, like chanting the Maha Mantra, participating in all these activities, building the temple and all that. Yeah. So definitely, yeah, we will be able to help with that. Be I don't know in this lifetime, or but maybe sometime, yeah, we might be able to go to the higher being. Yeah, not definitely like the cockroach or the animal life, definitely, because as you said earlier, yeah, we are participating and we are all doing all our honest work. So definitely, yeah, it will be much better than this life. That is my understanding, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Sure, Prabhu. Yes, that's true, Prabhu.
Yeah.
It is a process. It is this entire getting this material form is a purification process. We should not miss this opportunity. Let's not even think about the next time, because we really don't know. Despite our best efforts, we could have done certain things. We may have to continue, but let's not even think about that. The best thing in Krishna consciousness is that this moment, right now, let me do my best in Krishna consciousness. Then leave it to Krishna. Even that outcome, even in bhakti, we should not expect anything. Oh, I'm doing a lot of bhakti. I'm now secure. I'm done. I don't want, I'll go to Golokam. No, I just want to eternally chant and serve Krishna and devotees, whether here or Goloka Vrindavan or anywhere. And the rest is in the hands of Krishna. That is what a devotee wants. Devotee has no expectation. That is why Krishna is very, very, in many verses, he says the devotees were very pure. Our Arjuna Prabhu mentioned about the 4 types of entities go to Krishna. Chaturvida bhajante ma. The Artha, then the jignasu, then the artharthis, jnanis. That is, after that, he would say, among the jnanis, who does bhakti is very, very special. So in, I think it is 6:17, I think 6:16, he says, 7:16, he says, jnani is very, very, very highly elevated. And among the jnanis, who does bhakti is very dear to me. Very. So we got to understand how much importance Krishna is giving to devotees. Bhashwati
Yes,
Mataji, did you wanted to say something? Mataji may not be.
Sorry, Prabhuji. No, Prabhuji, you already explained. All the devotees explained already. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So why not we take a couple of comments from our Asha Mataji and Sunita Mataji and our Sham Prasad Prabhu. So any activity we do, are we contemplating? We have to go beyond the normal, the karma kand. You got to do nishkama karma, nishkama bhakti yoga. No expectation at all, completely unconditional. Asha Mataji, any comment?
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Uh, I'm also struggling for the one of the because I don't have any of the desires, but it's just like I also in the morning class I already just ask about it because it's sometimes like 3 months or maybe one time have like sometimes like the chat papri or like of course I send first I offering to the Lord Krishna and then I I fill out my desire. So that's why in the morning that's why I just asking these questions. We have like no desires, so we don't have any like I don't have any like the bigger desire, but sometimes once a while sometimes wanted to eat some kind of bhoga. So I just learn about we have to we have to tell about the Lord Krishna, please, I don't wanted to desire like that, please help me. And I want to be a tyag for like kind of this desire. If you if I am satisfied my of the small of desire, for something like eating or something, so it's going to be a bigger one, then second one and third one. So that's why it's going to be a playing with the Maya. But if I have a like if I told them myself like not to fill out the desire, so that's why right now I'm also struggling with my Maya. I'm like I don't want to fill out anything whatever I desire for it, even kind of some kind of bhoga, but it's just still I call you desires. So so that's the one thing is a tyaga. So whatever is desires come up, do not satisfied, do not fill out this desire. This is tyaga, and that's why I think so we achieve the little bit when you one time, second time, three times, when you day after day, if you I feel like it, when we have a tyag, so much tyag, and that's why I think so we achieve the Lord Krishna, have a no desire at all. So yeah, Hare Krishna.
Yes, that is true, Mataji. But Krishna has explained very nicely in many of this, even we are in verse number 18, the first 15, 16 verses, that what all need not be, you did not have to do tyaga, right? Yajna, dana, tapa. These are all the things you don't do tyaga. You don't have to do. You cannot say, I'm not going to do tapa anymore, or I'm not going to do dana anymore. So we have to do certain things we have to do, which is very spiritual. It is for Krishna only. For example, right now, whatever seva we can do for the temple, the center, with the devotees, with the satsang, those are all good. We should not take the excuse of, oh, I'm going to renounce everything. So that is something devotees we should all remember. Then when Krishna says renunciation, that's why he's saying, Srila Prabhupada has titled this as perfection of renunciation. Because normally there are many other philosophers, religion, that they stay away from activities at all. They don't do any activities. They just go to the mountain, they just, do meditate. That's okay. Not for everybody. That is after you have perfected this, karma yoga, nishkama karma yoga, you're perfected, then now you're completely selfless, completely egoless, no false ego now. Now you can become a sannyasi. But if you're just saying, I'm going to leave everything and become a sannyasi, that is why we see that in the modern time, there are so many people, even they call the self-proclaimed, gurus and sadhus, they fall because they are not going through this kamya karma, like Krishna is saying. Do the work, but do it selflessly and sacrifice the outcome to me. They're not doing that. They're just taking a shortcut. Let me become a sannyasi, sadhu. I'll leave everything. Many times it doesn't work. So certain things we don't have to push ourselves that I'm going to know. Whatever we do in Krishna consciousness, sometimes we also like to eat nice prasadam. That's okay. It's not too bad. But don't get attached to that I have to eat certain types of prasadam every day. That becomes an attachment. We have to understand whatever is offered to Krishna with pure devotion, that I will enjoy, that I will relish. So that is it. Sunita Mataji, any comments? Okay, Mataji may not be here right now. How about our Shamprasad Prabhu? Okay, looks like they left, looks like. Okay, is it iPhone? Is Harini Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. You forgot.
You want to say something? You want to say something, Mataji?
Yeah, yesterday I attended the temple, Prabhuji, and it was so nice. You know, the Kirtans were so lovely. The kids graduated, and I'm still enjoying, Prabhuji, still learning. Maybe, hopefully, you'll start the Bhagavad Gita second time, so that I'll learn a little bit more, Prabhuji. Then I can ask you a lot of questions.
Definitely, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for explaining so wonderfully today.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Why not we take a final comment from our Raghu Prabhu?
You explained everything very well, and how Krishna is the knowledge, he is the absolute truth, and we need to understand him, and that is also the purpose of the knowledge. And then we have the Paramatma and the Atma, and uh, how the Paramatma is there in all the living entities. The Atma is there in each of the living entities, in one living entity. So it has a limited control, but it is still a part and parcel of the Paramatma. So this is a great verse with a lot of deep knowledge, and I think it really helps us further. And the main thing is that we have got to understand the absolute truth, and the purpose of the knowledge is Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Very nice, Prabhuji. Yes, devotees, we should very minutely, very keenly, we should understand. Let's say even the senses. When we do something, first our mind, it happens all simultaneously. We should know how to control it. That is what is meditation. Our mind immediately reacts. Then comes intelligence. It all happens one after another within a fraction of a second. Then comes intellect, little more mature. But we have to even cross over that. We cannot just stop at intellect level because that is still material. We have to go to the Krishna consciousness level. So any work we do, anything, even talking to our family members, we have to bring this process. Am I talking? Am I hearing? Am I interacting in a Krishna conscious way to my family, to my friends, my association, my devotees, my workplace? You have to always be conscious about that. This world has lost that. They all right now, everybody's working just out of their mind. Just react. Somebody said something, just react. That is, they yell, you yell, they fight, you fight. That's what is going on. But that is not the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. That is not the purpose of Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is to bring Krishna at every moment. So we have to all practice. We are all aspiring slowly, step by step. It's an eternal journey, but we have to at least make a very sincere effort. Whatever I do, I'm going to bring Krishna into my activity, whatever it is. As simple as talking to our family, then everything will change. Our tone will change, our words will change, will be more loving, our attitude will change. The best thing about Krishna consciousness is the transformation of the attitude. Entirely, it will change. You will become much, much cleaner, much, much purer. Whatever you do will be only glorious. That is what is the role of a devotee. Devotees, any final thoughts? Final thoughts. Okay, who has said chat? What are the same? Okay, thank you. Okay. Subal Prabhuji, say the final comment, will conclude with that.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yeah, you explained very well, Prabhuji. So the best thing what you mentioned is, we have to do our Krishna consciousness, inspiration work, right? Before one acts, there is some, whatever we do, we have to do it in a seva. So as mentioned, three motivates of action: knowledge, object of the knowledge, and knower. Everything is Krishna. So the senses, work, doer, everything. So work in like a ABCD, like action in association of the devotees, and be for Bhagavad Gita, chanting, and all. Anything you do in Krishna consciousness. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Prabhuji. Devotees, as we all know, our temple center is open. Right now, there are Saturday programs. You're all most welcome to participate anytime. And hopefully, in the coming days and months, we will have more programs. Maybe even during the weekdays, there could be some program. That is the goal. As much as possible, whatever we can, we'll all do work for Krishna. It may not be just Saturday. But right now, there is at least a Saturday program. Please join. Sometimes there could be some programs in the new Tampa area also. Everything is posted in our groups. So whenever you can participate, please participate. With that, devotees, have a wonderful Krishna consciousness evening. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo all goes to Srila Prabhupada. All
Idam
goes
Prabhuji ki jai, ISKCON
Yeah.
devotees ki jai. Hare Krishna, and Pranam.
Hare